Hi and welcome to the Belfry. My name is Chris Ryan. We're on the Brabazon golf course today, and in this video we're talking about the impact, and I'm going to discuss 3 myths that I hear about the impact which might be holding your game back and stopping you playing some better golf. In the corner of the screen you should have the details for my social media accounts, so if you don't already, please go ahead and follow me on those. Impact, by far, well, the only thing in the golf swing which really matters. Everything we do which precedes impact to try and create a good impact. If we are to change the ball flight, if we are to hit the ball better, we must change impact. Now there are many ways to change impact. We can change the setup which affects impact, we can change the backswing, downswing, etc, etc. But ultimately what we are trying to do is improve the impact. Now that being said, there are certain things that I hear golfers discussing and maybe saying to me and maybe trying to work on which are incorrect about the impact. And that can certainly hold them back, because if this is the most important part of the golf swing, and it is, quite important that we understand exactly what should happen and how we need to achieve that. So the first thing we're going to discuss is the idea of holding the angles and retaining the angles for as long as you can. This is something which I hear a lot of golfers trying to do. They believe that they have maybe an early release, and they are trying to maybe bring the hands down and hold the club back and hold the club back this way. So they're trying to hold off and not release as early. This is very good for a few things. It's very good if you want to shank it. It's very good if you want to hit the ball way to the right of target. And it's very good if you want to have a reduced club head speed. And that's what we tend to see happening from those golfers who try to do this excessively. When I get myself into the delivery position, so into here, this way, everything I do now is trying to accelerate that club into that golf ball. I am not trying to hold the angles. I'm not trying to move the handle in front of the ball. I'm not trying to stop the club from accelerating. I'm trying to do the opposite of those things. Now, how we deliver the club into the ball is maybe time for another video, because we are trying to move the handle in a certain way which causes the club to spin out to the ball. That's maybe for a different video. The idea of this video is to maybe address those golfers who are trying to, from last parallel, push the hands out in front of the golf ball this way, believing that if they have the hands forward, that's going to give them the compression, that's going to give them the ball flight, the divots, etc, etc. What you will see from the front on camera is that when I do that, I will tend to have a very, very open club face at impact. You can see how my club face is pointing way off to the right. Now from the down the line camera, what you'll probably also see is that when I do that, my lead hand doesn't really move inwards at all. It doesn't move around to the left, what we'd like it to do. And that's why we often get the shanks from this position. So golfers who are really trying to drive the handle forwards and hold on to the golf club often struggle with the shanks and the ball flights that go way out to the right. So we certainly don't want to do that. Now the second myth I hear is the golfers who are talking about releasing the golf club and trying to rotate the right hand over the top of the club because they're maybe hitting the ball out to the right of the target. So we see lots of golfers rehearsing these impacts where they're rotating the hands over, and when they get to about this position on the way through, the club face points extremely down to the ground. If you do this, you may well be able to stop your ball curving to the right. That might help you. But what you're going to find is it's almost impossible to control how much the ball curves to the left. And when you start to rehearse this a lot more, you're going to get some excessive curving to the left ball flights, and it's very difficult to control. What you would find from the better golfers is when they get to about 1 foot to 2 feet post impact, they look quite normal. So if you see it from the face on camera there, my arms and my hands look relatively normal. I certainly don't look as if I've wrapped the club face over. It certainly doesn't look as if I've held the club face open. I am actually trying to move my club into what I class as a normal position, where the club face is neutral, my arms are extended, and my wrists are neutral. Now from here, this lead wrist is going to start to what we call extend, where the back of the hand starts to point a little bit more up towards the sky. Now many golfers out there are trying to stop that. They believe that they're flipping through the ball and the lead wrist is extending. It's extending, and it should extend. For you out there, it's maybe extending too early, but it doesn't mean it's the wrong thing. So what I would like you to feel through impact is actually, if I do a little rehearsal without a ball, okay, all I've done is I've released that club. You'll notice that my lead wrist has started to extend a little bit, The club face is nice and neutral, and all I've done is I've followed that with the body and I've got my arms nice and extended. This is how we want you to feel you go through impact. We do not want you to feel as if you rotate the face over excessively. We do not want you to feel as if the back of the hand faces the floor, because this is a very, very good way to hook it. We don't want to do any of those things. So again, golfers are often trying to do too much through the impact. If you are going to try and square the club face, by manipulating that club and rotating it, you're going to have extremely limited success out on the golf course. And especially when you start to put a little bit of pressure on that, maybe your monthly medal or maybe a match with friends, the more pressure you have on that game, the harder it's going to be to deliver that club squarely. The last thing that we want to dispel here is the idea that we are trying to hit down on the golf ball. We know that when we're hitting irons on the ground, the best strikes, the best ball flights and the best shots come when the golf club is descending into the back of the ball and we have a negative attack angle, meaning the golf club is working down towards the ground. This is why the better golfers that you would see would take divots after the golf ball. The golf club is working downwards into the ground. That is absolutely correct. We are not saying that isn't. However, the grip of the golf club, this end, as the golf club is moving down, the grip end is moving up and in. So it's moving in two directions. It's moving up and it's moving in. Now what's connected to the grip? My hands. So therefore my hands are beginning to move up and in. The motion of the handle coming up sends the club head down. So yes, the golf club is traveling downwards, but I feel like through impact, I am actually pushing and moving away from the ground. And that is what we want you to feel. We do not want golfers out there to feel like they're hitting down, because if you feel like you're going to hit down, you're either going to hit the ball heavy or you're going to start to buckle your arms in an attempt to stop that club going very, very steeply into that ground. We see limited rotation, which is not good. We see the lead shoulder getting a bit stuck and not moving out the way correctly. And then we definitely see the lead arm break down and we see the arms get very close to the body. So we are not trying to hit down. The right movement through impact will often create a club which is traveling downwards, and we get that kind of strike and we get the attack and we get the divots. But it's all through the correct movement, not through the idea of hitting down. So again, what we'd like you to do is maybe make some little backswings, stop at last parallel, feel like you've got a bit of pressure on the left side, feel like you've got some nice flex in the body, and then we're going to feel it, we turn and get taller. Now my golf club definitely went down into the ground, but I certainly felt like I was getting taller. There was no effort to hit down. I did not try and move my energy down through the golf ball into the ground. That is certainly not what I did. So if we can stop trying to hold the handle forward in front of the club head, we can stop trying to manipulate the club face, and we can stop the idea of trying to hit down, we might be in a better position to hit some better shots, some more enjoyable shots, some shots which feel a lot nicer off the club, and ultimately that's probably going to help you play some better golf. Let me hit this shot. I'm going to make sure I don't think about any of those three things, and hopefully we can get this ball pretty close to that flag. Okay, and pretty good. So hopefully that video is helpful to you. Might make you think a little bit differently about how you're hitting the golf ball, and it might make you think twice about some of the things that you're trying to do in your golf game which you think might actually help you. You may see from that video they're actually going to hold you back and stop you playing some better golf. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please click the like button. Any comments you've got, please post those in the boxes down below. I'll do my best to respond to as many as I can. And last thing, if you don't do already, then please subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. Loads more videos on my channel, loads more being uploaded weekly. Click the link and it just means that you won't miss any of those. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you back here again soon.